Okay, so everyone, welcome to our Efrat, Breslov Efrat. Okay, and we're in Likutey Halachos. Baruch Hashem, we have a schus to learn together. We're in Hashkamas HaBoker, Halacha Aleph, and we're up to letter Yud Aleph. So 11. Okay, everyone have it? Everyone find the place? Okay. So now we're gonna move over now to Brachos. Okay, the Rebbe is switching gears here. B'chol birchas hashachar merumez al zeh. So the same idea, when you make the birchas hashachar, every morning we make our brachas, right? Someday I would like to see them do in shul here. I miss that. Birchas hashachar, it's a beautiful thing. Everyone answers amen, whatever. The birchas hashachar are all hinting to the same idea of the nekuda taiva, finding the nekuda taiva, and their tools to find the nekuda taiva. And let's see how they're tools. Let's see. You ready? Hashem Yisbarach she'oizroi limsoya ba'atzmam nekudas taivas kedei she'yisayim mishinasai v'nefilasai, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu assisted us to find the good points within us in order to wake us up from our spiritual slumber. Okay, so now the Gemara in Brachot says Lasechvi. Well, there are two explanations to what Lasechvi means. One is it's a rooster, right? That's the basic translation, right? The rooster crows in the morning, and he knows the discerns between day, Yom and Laila. But the question is deeper. Is really Sechvi could also mean the heart. Sechvi can also mean our heart. And if you put it down to our heart, it makes a little more sense what we're saying, because if you think about it, what does the rooster have to do with me? The rooster crows, the rooster crows. What does that have to do with me? But if you teach it like this, if you translate it like this, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives my heart the discernment, lahavkin, to make a differentiation bein yom uvein laila, to make a differentiation between day and night. Now, what does that mean? Good things are yom, light, day. Makes sense, right? Everyone agree with that? Okay, it's yom. Okay. And anything bad, anything ra of evilness is going to be associated with Laila and Chayshach. By a person finding those nekudas taivas, so then he can separate the ra, and that's what we're talking about. Now it makes good sense to bracha, right? Because we're saying like this: lahavchim bein yom uvein laila. When I find the nekudas taivas, I can make that differentiation between what's good and what's bad. By finding the nekuda taiva, I now know what's bad. Okay? Okay, and that's what it means to that differentiation, to be able to choose, I guess choose, right? Right?
He says distinguish.
Distinguish, okay, to make a distinguish between the two. Okay. Now let's go to the next bracha. Then we make a bracha shelo yasani goy. Hashem didn't make us like the nations of the world, right? Because if a person doesn't work on finding the nekuda taiva in himself, and he thinks he's all bad, and he associates with only bad things, Laila, Chayshech, so then he's going to constantly do that. There'll be a snowball effect. It'll just keep doing wrong, more bad and more bad and more bad, right? But the fact that the person can find a nekuda taiva, and he was able to differentiate and to distinguish between the day and the night, and he knows what's good, and he found something good, so that a person could be not mamash a guy, but he'll act like a guy. The guy can act like a Gentile. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu was able to assist us to find within us that nekuda taiva. Hashem assisted us. Because let's not take all the credit to ourselves. We work on finding the Nekuda Taiva within ourselves, but is it really us? Or is it really Hashem that gave me the assisted me in order to be able to do that? And that's why we praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu every day. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't make me like a guy, and I don't act like a guy. And I don't act like a guy. Fascinating ideas, unbelievable. And many times I have to deal with, in business, I have to deal with the different Gentiles. And I'm telling you, it's murdik. I have different things I learn and I see by dealing with them, how coarse and how low they are. And it gives me a new appreciation each time for the Brachot Shalei Asani guy. I'm sure we all had experiences like that, right? No.
Yeah. I have experiences with Jews like that, and I have experience with Gentiles who are upstanding and holy people.
Okay.
I mean.
Okay, but you've only dealt with goyim that were all upstanding people.
No, but I've also not dealt with Jews who are only righteous tzaddikim or even.
But that's what we're learning. So we have to find the Nekuda Taiva in those Jews.
Of course.
Yes, but there are. You could agree that there are goyim out there that are not too nice.
Of course.
But maybe you're dealing with very upstanding people. But
you find it in everything. This is hard. This is hard for me to wrap my mind around this. That because they don't find the Nekuda Tova. I mean.
Because what?
It's hard to say a sweeping generalization in anything in the world.
Well, this is a biased book.
Yes.
This is biased.
Yes, a Jew wrote it.
Yes, so we are biased over here, and again, there is definitely a difference between a Jew and a guy.
Correct.
There's definitely a difference, and I'll tell you something else. A lot of these goyim that you think are goyim probably are not even goyim. These nice guys, right?
Perhaps.
There's a good chance of that also today.
That they're Jewish?
You never know. We never know today.
Correct.
We never know today. If you want, I'll tell you a story that an amazing story that happened to me when I was in Uman a couple of years ago. I'm telling you a story that's going to blow your mind, everyone. You ready? So I was in Uman. It was the second day Rosh Hashanah, and we finished davening probably about 3:30, whatever it was, and we had to go to eat. So I went to sit down at a table, and there was a guy sitting in front of me. So I said, Shalom Aleichem. I said to the guy, what's your name? My name is David. I said, David, where are you from? I'm from Anchorage, Alaska. I said, wow, that's interesting. What do you do in Anchorage, Alaska? He says, I'm a tribal judge mediator. Tribal judge mediator. So I said to him, what is that? What is that? So he said to me that in Alaska there are about 70 different types of Indian tribes, and they have different disagreements between themselves. And I'm a tribal judge mediator. I'm a judge. I'm a lawyer, and I'm a judge. And I understand. I studied Indian law, and I can help settle their disputes. So I said to the guy, "Really, Rob? How'd you come to do that? That's a very strange job." So he said to me, well, it's Rosh Hashanah, I don't want to talk about it, but he says, but I'll tell you what, if you want after Rosh Hashanah, I'll tell you about it. I really wanted to find out. So right after Rosh Hashanah, I was standing I waited outside, I was standing up by Pushkin to watch the guy go, but try to see if I could find him. I found him. So I said to him, please, tell me the story. So he said to me, it was amazing. He said he was in UCLA, he was in college, and he was studying law, and he saw there was a flyer that there was a promotion that he was able to go to Anchorage, Alaska, and finish his law degree over there, working with Indians. And it's also to save, the Greenpeace, save the world, and all of that stuff. So he was intrigued by it, and he liked the idea. So he decided he'll sign up for it, and he signed up for it, and he makes his way to Anchorage, Alaska. Okay. His first day, he has a meeting with one of the tribes. He has to meet one of the tribes. So he gets up early in the morning, and he gets into his car, and they set him up with everything over there, and he drives to this what they call them, reservation, or what they call them, right? And he comes inside. There's a big room, he said, and he sits there. They said that the tribal leader will be here in a few moments, so just have a seat. So he sits down, and the next thing he knows, he says this woman walks in, wearing this big Indian outfit, whatever, some kind of thing, and she's the tribal leader of this tribe, and she sees this guy David, and she's staring at him. He said she was staring at him for 20 minutes. He said it was the most uncomfortable thing he experienced in his life. Finally, he said to her, like, what? She says to him, I see that you are a reincarnation of my late son. And you are really supposed to be the tribal leader of this tribe. So would you accept it? So he says, so wait, hold on a second. I didn't sign up for this. I'm in law school. I didn't sign up for this. I have no idea what you're talking about and why we're doing. But he says, but can we discuss the law stuff that I'm here with, please? She says, okay, fine. All right, and he's working with her that day, and he goes back, and he's working with this lady for a couple of days. And then after a couple of weeks, he's thinking to himself, it would be kind of fun. Maybe I'll take her up on this thing. I'll be the tribal leader. Why not? So he comes in the next morning, and he tells the lady, he says, I accept the offer. I'll take. Wow, she said, it's amazing. She called all the Indians in, and they made a l'chaim. He's going to be the thing, and they set a date. They set a date that he was supposed to take over his malchus. He was to become the new melech there. And then what happened was he said that it was going to be about 3-4 weeks. I don't remember exactly, but it doesn't matter. She calls him up one morning, shortly right before the inauguration, and she says to him, I need to see you right away. So he said to her, okay. He got in his car. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. He went right over there, and she sits him down, and she says to him, I had a dream. My late grandmother came to me. My grandmother came to me in a dream, and she told me that albeit that you found a wonderful young man to be the tribal leader, he cannot be the tribal leader of our tribe because he's a member of his own tribe. He's a member of his own tribe. So she says to him, what tribe are you a member of? He says, I have no idea. She says to him, but you have to. My grandmother told me that you're a member of a tribe. You have to find out what tribe you're a member of. So he says, okay. He goes back. He calls up his uncles. He calls up people, and then he knew he has to work with this lady, and then it's not going to work out. That he's just going to say he's not a member of a tribe. So he really investigates it, and he finds out that he's Jewish. He finds out he's Jewish. Not only does he find out he's Jewish, he finds out that he's a Levi. Oh, he's a Levite. Wow. He goes right away when he finds this out. He gets into he runs right over there, and he tells the lady, I found out I'm Jewish and I'm a Levite. She says, that's amazing. Give us a blessing. Bless us. He says, of course I bless your land. And no. You can't give us a blessing in English. You have to give us a blessing in the ancient Hebrew language. I don't know any Hebrew. How am I going to do that? She says, I don't know, but you please, you have to give us a blessing in Hebrew. So he goes back to his apartment, and he looks up, he's trying to find Hebrew in Anchorage, Alaska. What do you think he finds? A Chabad house. So he called up the Chabad rabbi and he told him his predicament. He said he found out that he's a Levite. Now he has to learn Hebrew. Can you help me, Rabbi? Rabbi says, sure. Come on over. So the rabbi he taught him the Aleph Beis, and he started teaching about kashrus. He started teaching him about the Yiddishkeit, and he's a smart guy. This guy, David, is a bright guy, so he's learning good, And he teaches them a couple of words. And as he's working with the Indians, they're so happy. These guys are so happy that he's able to give them say something in Hebrew to them. This is like to them. That's wow. They were beside. They were amazed by that.
He's a member of the tribe.
Wait a second. Then she sends, but we have to give us a better blessing. So she keeps sending him back to the rabbi. And now the guy is learning, he has a pair of tefillin, and now the guy is learning what Shabbos is, and he's learning more, and he's learning more. And she loves it. This lady, and all the tribes know that there's a Jewish guy here, and he can give blessings so that he becomes friends with all the Indians. All the Indians want to get blessings from the Levite. It's everything. It's unbelievable. I'll tell you this. There's one of the most wild stories I ever heard in my life, where you see that you can have that dark Hashem Nistarim. We don't know the ways of Hashem. But to me, you find that a person went to he went to Eisha Torah and he became from. He met a rabbi. He went to a Shabbaton. That's nice. Okay, of course we expect that. And that's wonderful. Everyone's a miracle. No question. But here that the guy went to Anchorage, Alaska, and he was going to be to me, this story was unbelievable. So when I said to you, you don't know who's Jewish. This guy was living his life and he had no idea he was a Jew. He was totally assimilated. So a lot of these people that we think are non-Jews could actually be a Jewish person. We don't know. But I will tell you, in our history, the Jewish people, the Gentiles have not been too nice to the Jewish people.
Accurate.
Okay? So let's say, and let's say we're talking in the time of Rab Nosson, 200, this is 200 plus years ago, and the Ukrainians weren't too nice to them over there, right? They had their different pogroms and their different things there. So
They still aren't.
they're still going, of course. So, okay, I understand that maybe you... What?
I was in Uman 5 years ago. I went to the market there. You can feel the hatred in the eye.
Of course.
You just go by the church and you feel the radiation of hate.
Yeah, amazing. There we go. So anyway, that's the thing with Shaloya Saniga. Okay, so again, please, I didn't mean to offend anybody, but
paint it with a broad brush like that. It's difficult for me.
Okay. But again, this is a broader picture. So maybe it doesn't. Maybe he's not necessarily referring to the people that you're talking about. Maybe you met some nice people. Okay, and there are. We know that in America there are some nice people. It's a place of chesed. Okay, we know Medina of chesed. Okay, but again, Shaloya Sani guy. Most Goyim do not act in a nice way, and even if they are. These guys that are nice people that you're talking about, are these people that are not involved in things they shouldn't be involved in sometimes?
I don't know. This just also furthers my question about why not say Sha'asani Yisrael or Sha'asani Yehudi or something like that.
Yeah, okay, because
we're not talking about that right now.
No, we're not talking about that now because the whole point is that you are a Jew. So you're thanking Hashem that out of all, well, let's think about it. How many people are in the world? What, about 9 billion people or something, right? And then how many people? And then how many people are Jews?
13 million.
13 million. So what is that? What is that like? What?
2%? How much?
Not even 2%. No, not even 2%. It's like a fraction. And then of religious Jews. Come on, I mean, how many are we already?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just take it for that, okay? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Paikeach Ivrim. What does it mean, Paikeach Ivrim? He gave me my eyesight, right? I could see. And Matir Asur, HaKadosh Baruch Hu freed me. I was in captivity, right? I was in prison. He freed me. Zokev Kifufim. He straightened out the bent, right? Zokev Kifufim, right? Those that are hunchback or whatever. Because in the beginning, when the person was asleep, the guy's groping in the dark. He doesn't know. He can't. He's feeling around in the dark. He doesn't know where to go. He just he's overpowered with all of the negativity in his life. So he doesn't know. He can't get out. It was like he was locked up. Mamish, he was bent. Hashem opened up our eyes to see that we're mamish good people, that we're good, and Klal Yisrael is good, and the Jewish people are good. Nitar miyisurav v'nizkaf. And the person can now be straightened up from his being bent, and he's redeemed. Because the person goes from becoming guilty to becoming innocent. Loshel b'tshuva, to come back with tshuva, and that's what the whole day is about today. You know, people are always talking about the tzom. Yeah, it's a tzom, you have a tzom kal. But really, the tzom is here to help us to do tshuva. That's really what it's all about. The day is a day of tshuva. It's a day of tefillah, a day of tshuva. That's what it's really about. And of course, you know, we have the fast, so the whole thing is the fast. I can't this, I did this. It's just to be mabalbal us. It's just to confuse us, to not use the time in a good way. But today's a day of tefillah. Today's a day of tshuva, right? All the brachas are hinting to this. If you look into them, you could see that. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives to the one that is wary, the weakened one, he gives kayach. Shenasan like kayach b'seich a fosai. While the person's so tired, he's such in a deep slumber. He's such as a gedolah sheyuchal adayin l'soyer mishinasai hamave sheina einav, and that's what it means. HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes the sleep away from my eyes. V'chol zeh ayedei chesed. And how are we going to do this? We need chesed. It's all about chesed. What's the chesed? V'zeh shechaysim hagoyim el chasadim tayvim. See that? Look at this. It's unbelievable how Rav Nosson is going through the brachas. And we said we need to find in the Nekuda Taiva, we need Chesed, Avram Avinu. Avram Avinu is the Chesed, is the Midah of Chesed. And Avram Avinu was the one that was able to find and be Megayah the Gerim. How was Avram Avinu Megayah the Gerim? Because he was able to find, even in the Goyim that he was dealing with, he was even able to find the Nekuda Taiva in them. And he was able to bring back the Gerim, make Gerim. And now we know that that's because it says, as a nefesh asher osa b'charon, by Avram Avinu, and Sarim Eina, they made Gerim, and they did this practice. So how are you going to in the morning to find? How are you in the morning? You're going to be able to make that differentiation between day and night. You need Chesed. You need Chesed. You need Chesed to do a Chesed. We're always thinking about doing a Chesed with everybody else, but here we're learning we have to do a Chesed with ourselves too. We have to do a Chesed with ourselves. Amazing. It's a different, interesting concept, right? To do a chesed with ourselves. To be nice to ourselves. Here, like we said, all of this comes through chesed. Bechinas Baike the Avram. Avram Avinu is in the Baike Ayadei Shemata Klape Chesed, turning towards chesed. So that's the whole beautiful idea about Avram Avinu. And Avram Avinu is chesed. And we have to attach it, and Avram Avinu is the first midah. Right? Avram Avinu is the first midah of the seven lower midas, right? Chesed, Gvur, Tves, Netzachai, Yesod, Malchus, right? Avram Avinu is the first one. So every morning we have to turn to the right side. We have to turn towards Chesed. And that way, we'll be able to, Amirat Hashem, to make the differentiation with using our heart, our thoughts, to make the differentiation between day and night, to finding the good things in my life and dispelling the bad things. And through that, we'll be able to say, Shaloya Sani Goy, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu did make me to do actions like bad goyim, okay? Like bad goyim. Maybe we'll do it like that. Okay? That Hashem doesn't make me to do actions like bad goyim, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu was able to free me from my captivity because I held myself in captivity. We're not talking about physical captivity. We're talking about in his mind. The person could have been living his life and he was mamish in captivity where he felt that he has no hope and nothing. And that's where the anxiety comes in and that's where the depression comes in, right? So this is a way to avoid the anxiety and avoid depression by finding goodness, by finding good. And then we said over, and then that's all the brachos. Does anyone want to say anything on this? David, you want to say something? No? All right, no?
Yeah, maybe.
Please.
No, what you can see, first of all, כי הכל על ידי החסד מבחינת בוקר דאברהם.
בוקר דאברהם.
Avraham is the morning.
Shacharit.
Shacharit. He wakes up. So all the good point. And also I think about the goyim. I think the goyim, all they have is they're obliged to nature. They're obliged to the din. So they don't have chesed. They don't have chesed. If they don't,
they don't do a chesed for the four. Right.
They don't have. They're not able. They don't have tools. They don't have tools to use the chesed.
Right. I'm going to shut the.